Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap goes the woodpecker. Okay, Sharon, hello, people. I'm going to start inviting people here. Suggested? Who suggested? I mean, because everybody wants to be here. Actually, Zephyr, Seraphima, River. Oh, oops, there we go. And I'm sharing the live. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let's see, who haven't I gotten yet? I've got Wicked Design. Lady Willow Sage, didn't get that yet. Let's see, I gotta get Jenny Love and Richard. Christian, he never shows up, but I'll tag him anyways. That guy. Them. Oh, gotta tag Bree, of course. And let's see, Power of the Occult. I'm not sure who that is, so I'm gonna tag them. Jim Sayers, I gotta tag Jim. Okay, I'm done tagging people. We got enough people here already. Anyways, hello. Thank you for liking the broadcast. I'm sure today's broadcast probably will be harder to take down because I'm mainly going to be talking. I mean, you could talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm focused on this TikTok ban thing. I spent all day listening to the damn hearing or watching the hearing, and I'm in support of TikTok not being banned. After hearing their case, I think it's absolute bullshit. Saying that TikTok's mining more data than all the other fucking people, bullshit. It's bullshit. Just did a video. One of the things that they brought up was, is TikTok using your precise GPS location and sharing it with the Communist Party? And he said no. And they argued with him and they tried to say that he was. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know that TikTok's not using our precise GPS location because I go to TikTok jail all the time. Either a live jail, I'm banned for this many days, that many days, or I can't comment for this many days, that many days. And I'll wait till the last fucking minute. I'll be waiting for that time change. So on this date, on this time, you get out of TikTok jail. Every motherfucking time, 2 hours later than when I'm supposed to get out. I don't even think I started TikTok when I was in California, but that'd be like a California time zone or something like that. And never get out of TikTok jail when I'm supposed to. If they knew my location, they would give me the appropriate time. They clearly do not know my location. As I said on another video today, I have never been talking with the wife about a product that we need and then had it show up on my TikTok feed, a commercial for that product. The second I open Google, that's gonna be on the top of it. Second I open Facebook, that's gonna be on the top of it. Instagram too. Meta and Google are listening. I heard Mark Zuckerberg lie about that one. I know they fucking are, man. It ain't a coincidence. I was talking with one of the fathers at pickup time at school, and he says, yeah, sometimes me and my wife will just say crazy stuff. We'll talk about sex toys and stuff in front of our phone and see if that pops up in our feed. And sure enough, it always fucking does. AdamandEve.com pops up or some shit. So everybody else is mining my data. While I'm watching this fucking thing happen, I'm on my News Nation app watching it, and up in the top screen, there's a constant supply of local products that I can buy. News Nation knows where I am. They didn't ask. They didn't ask me my location. It was a very quick setup for that fucking thing. So they're using my GPS location. My car insurance is using it, so they can track my movements and make sure I get a cheaper rate. That today was absolute bullshit. They grilled the guy for must have been 8 hours. Wouldn't let him answer any questions, and then harped on him for not answering questions and not being transparent. That's some bullshit. And this is the thing that our government could come together on, have bipartisan support on. Well, I noticed I never heard from AOC, who's on TikTok. Sure, my first FBI guy listening would be half worried about laughing hysterically. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they want to get into it and get in charge of the algorithm and change it so they can spy on us. I remember back during my activist days, we had an encryption program we used on our emails. This was early internet. It's called PGP, pretty good protection. It was so good that the FBI went and seized the source code for PGP and then re-released it with backdoors and holes to track the people that used it. Now, likewise, back before those computers, they, if you get a current copy of the Anarchist Bible, the recipes have been changed by the FBI a long time ago. Stuff that's supposed to go doesn't go. They rewrote the fucking book and re-released it. That's government control for it. Of course, you know, I, for the longest time, had an original copy, but you know, lost that over the years. There's the Ghost Girl. Hello. Yeah, I think we get some rain over the weekend, it looked like. My nephew hacked the Kansas Air Force. Yeah. Shit gets hacked all the time. Government gets hacked all the fucking time. And God, if I have to hear the Chinese Communist Party again, oh my fucking God. So it was a brutal hearing. I don't know if he's done. I think he's probably back tomorrow too. Meanwhile, the Trump grand jury did not meet today. So they're not going to get anything done until at least next week. Yeah. But they aren't paying me, but I got an Atlas VPN. They were running a special for, I think, like $1 a month. Just put the app on my phone. I can tell that VPN I'm somewhere else. I actually did try that the other day to see if I could get out of TikTok jail earlier and put myself in California. That didn't work. No, wasn't able to trick the algorithm with that. But VPN, man. I try to use a VPN when I post a video because it's really easy to download your videos, and then once you've got it downloaded, you can look at all the data in there and get the IP address. That's how people get swatted and shit. Snow? Oh, stop that. No more snow. None of you people. I'm not that tech savvy. Apparently, most of Congress is not either. I mean, the one IT guy got to speak like 15 times. I don't even know. There's so many people that I just heard from over and over again. I'm just wondering if it's like some select little group of what sounded like mostly Republicans being able to speak on this issue. Like I said, never heard from AOC, who's on fucking TikTok. Good afternoon to you. Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans. You can pop up on the screen if you want to come on. My main thing I've been talking about today is the proposed TikTok ban. I still don't believe it's really going to happen because there's more money in it. There's money in it. And that's all we care about here. That's all we care about here is money. And if all these people on TikTok that are making a living off of TikTok suddenly aren't making a living, the economy crushed. The economy will collapse. Absolutely. And it's a lot of fucking people. A lot of fucking people are making a living off of fucking TikTok. Way more than are making a living off of YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or any of them. It's all about TikTok. You know, I make a few bucks here and there, but I also, you know, I advertise my products and stuff. I make a lot of money. That Magical Warfare Crush Your Enemies is still selling like hotcakes, and so is Magical Warfare Feeding on Your Enemies, which, you know, I was able to plug during a certain dust up that was going on here on TikTok and made a lot of people want to get that product. My apologies, gotta help the little one. Well, that's why you're Mama Bear Brown, man. Gotta do it. I gotta tell my kid to feed the dogs in a minute. Here, was that 35?
Do you want me to tell him at 5?
Yeah, could you? That'd be great. I told a stupid guy on there that I got my first comment video dedicated to myself. Oh, cool. I mean, I do think there's something about the algorithm that drives traffic to our feed that will piss us off. But I know that because Facebook did the same thing and had to admit it in front of Congress. They do that. It's more engaging. Anger is more engaging than, oh, that's kind of cool. So there is that, and I think, there's a level of that could be used to tear the country apart. But who was it that got Trump elected? I don't believe that was TikTok. That was Twitter. Yeah. Russia was able to use Twitter and mount Facebook and mount disinformation campaigns that put Trump in power. And Putin admitted it later. Trump will say I was exonerated. No, actually, the document says on the last paragraph, not exonerated. There was absolute collusion by Russia to get Trump in power. And then Putin said the quiet part out loud a couple months after January 6th. We did that. He was proud of it. We did that because Trump's an idiot that can be easily controlled. That's a quote. Yes, I rang. You can come on screen if you want. Right now I'm talking about the TikTok ban thing. We can talk about whatever people want to talk about. But that's been the majority of my day. It's sitting around here, watching the butterflies and listening to the TikTok fucking hearing. It was ridiculous. TikTok doesn't mine any more data than all of these fucking people. And why do they mine the data? To sell products, like every social media out there, to make money. I mean, for all this Chinese Communist Party shit, sure sounded like a capitalist adventure when I was listening today. It's really like a jackweapon in Congress, yeah. You get the same table, same forks. Yeah, it's sad. Mojo! You starting that shit again. Hey! Get over here. You barking at me again? Go. It's not a ladder, dude. It's dangerous enough without you messing with him. All right, so dog's barking at the neighbor. Somebody wants to come on. All right, good, because I'm just sitting here talking to myself. Seraphina's coming on. What's happening?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Right.
Yeah, everybody fix your hair.
Yeah, I'm covered in mud still. I've been out in the garden all day.
Right on. YouTube, he's on, or his webpage. Who, me? You talking about me? You just Google Uncle Birch, or even DuckDuckGo it. I'm sure I'm on there too, but you find all my stuff. YouTube, everything.
Probably.
And then, yeah,
No,
there's
no,
Witch School too. Yes, you'll find that.
yeah. No, what gets me is how short the population's memory is. Because it was
Yeah.
only like 2 years ago that Zuckerberg was in Congress because of all of the data mining that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the major key components to their argument was that data was not being sold exclusively domestically. It was being sold across the world.
Yeah, that came out.
So the fact that anyone's getting all wigged out about, oh, well, it's data and China's going to get our data. They already have it. They
Yeah,
already have it.
yeah. Well, like
The
I'm saying,
majority of us have been online in some form of social media for 20 years,
yeah.
more.
Well, I was just saying earlier, I've never been talking about a product need and had TikTok drive an ad to my feed for that product. It
Mm-hmm.
happens all the time on Google, it happens all the time on Facebook. Matter of fact, my TV's even done that. I don't know how they pulled that one off, but I've been talking about it, and I got all of those apps on my phone, and just talk about stuff, and all of a sudden there's an ad for that thing that I just happen to be talking about. I've never seen that on TikTok. Matter of fact, most of this stuff they show in ads is shit I don't want.
Yeah, it's
So,
wild. It's
yeah.
absolutely wild. Yeah, I
And then
have that happen to me on Instagram. I'll be talking on like a
yeah,
completely separate app about, oh, I need to find, I don't know, a new mascara. And then
mm,
suddenly I'll get hit with 20 different kind of ads
yeah, yeah. I was just talking
for
to somebody.
makeup brands.
I was just talking to one of the parents at pickup today, and he was saying that sometimes him and his wife will just sit around in front of the phone and talk about sex toys and stuff to see if they'll show up in their feed. And sure enough, they do. AdamandEve.com pops up. China with so TikTok. Yeah. Well, and you know, you're talking about the short memory. Well, that is a problematic thing about this app. The Chinese version, they tell me, defaults to 15 minutes. Ours, when I got it, defaulted to 30 seconds, and then eventually I could do a minute, and then eventually I could do 3, and then I could do 10. But the ones that get the traffic are the 15 seconds,
Yeah.
and maybe the minute. Um,
7 seconds. That's
yeah,
the golden number. If you have a
yeah,
video that's 7 seconds long,
yeah.
that's going to get like 3 times more views than anything else you get. That was that when I was laughing at that dude because it was 7 seconds long.
Yeah, yeah. It is a dumbing down factor, but then you've got Meta trying to copy it. Everybody's got reels and shorts now.
Well,
Everybody's
let's
got a
be
short
honest.
video to watch.
The amount of money that Meta puts into campaign donations
Uh huh.
is wild.
Yeah, maybe TikTok should start doing that. Maybe that's the
Yeah, I'm
problem.
sure that if TikTok started contributing to
Mm-hmm.
campaigns and re-elections and stuff like that, they probably would have a lot more friends in Congress.
But then people could argue the Chinese Communist Party's donating to elections.
Well, yeah, of course they would. Of course
Yeah.
they would.
The wandering heathen, hello. Where are you from? I don't think I know you. I'm coming to you live from New Orleans. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. We've got a batch of monarchs spawning probably every day this week. They just keep coming. So I keep looking over here to see if another one's popped
We
up.
had a
You're in
boy.
New Orleans with all your butterflies. I'm in Canada.
Oh,
I
No.
don't got no butterflies yet.
I didn't even know you were in Canada.
I'm I'm very Canadian.
Hey man, you have health care. You can have my
So,
I
butterflies.
have health care. All my meds are free.
you gonna be at you gonna do WitchCon or what, man?
Um, I'm still deciding because ultimately, like, I have to think of some sort of course or layout. And I've tried in the past as far as like setting up, regular classes, and the structure of it just doesn't suit me because I'm more of a communicator, Like
Yeah.
I like starting discourse, I like having discussions, I like, bouncing off of ideas in order to kind of like get to my next point. All of the information is in here, but
Mm.
being able to access it in like a cohesive way, yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever seen WitchCon?
Yeah, I saw a couple. I know Christian sent me a couple videos to kind of take a look at because I had mentioned the same thing to him where I was like, like I don't even know what kind of format I would do.
Wow.
And there was a few of them. He sent me one of yours, and yours is definitely kind of like that, more of a back and forth thing.
Mm.
Um, so I'm still,
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
see where I go.
yeah, it was part of the selling point of getting witches from TikTok at WitchCon is they're already ready to do it.
Yeah.
We have authors fumbling around. They can't work their technology. They're lagging out. They can't pay attention to the comments over here. It's like you just go live here on TikTok or YouTube or wherever you go. You're ready for WitchCon, man. You just got to keep track of the questions and the comments over here and interact with your audience. There's even a Q&A button. If they have a specific question, they can hit that. And there's even admins there to help you. Like they did
Yeah.
last time. They said, "Yeah, I got an admin here. Do you want me to like tell you when there's a question there?" I said, "No. I do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'll be fine." And I just saw Grammy Druid's here. Saw Grammy Druid. How you doing? And we got
Yeah, but I also thought like do it's hard because on many occasions here on TikTok, and I've even like cross-posted them onto Instagram and stuff like that, like kind of trying to gauge what my audience like wants to engage with. Is it just the history content? Because I can talk about that till I'm blue in the face. Is it about, applying concepts to modernity? Because I can talk about that until I'm blue in the face. So like picking a lane, you know what I mean?
yeah. I think your problem is you know too much.
It's always my problem.
just pick a small subject. It's like, look, I'm at Hexfest. I'm teaching magical warfare parabellum.
Yeah.
Word means if you want peace, prepare for war. I haven't given that a thought. I've written anything down. About the day before, I'll jot down 5 or 6 talking points and just go. And I know I have enough up here to just keep a conversation going about witchcraft. But if I just tried to, pick from all of my vast knowledge, that would be debilitating. I pick a little thing, a talking point. That's what it is, a talking point, and just fucking roll with that. I think you need to narrow it down. Just pick a little subject, and you will.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's kind of what I ask for from my following, anyone who sees my videos is like, okay, so what is it that you guys want knowledge on? Because it's here. I just need to know where to go with it. So I don't know. I've got a bit of time. I don't think Christian's going to cut me off and say, no, you're not allowed to play with us.
He really wants you there. It's actually full, but I think he's going to hold a slot for you.
Yeah, I think he is too. So yeah, it's kind of like I'm still trying to figure out what my voice is for that specific avenue, because I don't want it to just be a replica of what people see on TikTok. I'd like to, if people are actually going to pay for this and want to come and hear me speak, I want to give them something they're going to want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what the hell anybody likes anymore.
Well, I guess you gauge by the amount of views you get on certain subjects or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll figure something out. Mostly it's just my insane cackle.
Yeah, I'll just do that for like
20 minutes of me just laughing my ass off. I'll just throw on some dog videos. Good to go.
Marta says she'll pay for that.
Exactly.
So somebody just asking if I think that TikTok's going to get banned. Based on what I saw today, it didn't look good, but the bottom line is money. And that's all that matters in this country. Nothing else matters in this country. Now we've got this Texas project going on. It's going to be hosted by Oracle, one of the biggest big tech firms in the fucking country. Jobs. There's going to be, stop that. There's going to be jobs coming to Texas from this, and a lot of fucking jobs. And as soon as America can make some money off of TikTok, I think that's be a game changer. But then I think all of the private citizens that are making a living from this social platform more than the other ones, it would kill the economy. Suddenly we'd have a fuckload of unemployed people.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And it's scary for a lot of people right now because there are so many, like, I couldn't even tell you how many small businesses, witches have on this, as well as other people that I follow, where this is the main driving force because it's so much easier to gain an audience here than any other platform. I mean, I couldn't imagine getting the numbers that I have here on any other platform.
Yeah.
So this is the widest reach for everybody. And so taking away that reach for a lot of these people who have built up literal careers, independent careers around it is so scary. So scary.
I mean, I don't even know if I've crested 10,000 on YouTube, and it's been 15 years, but really, at least 10 of those years, I made it really hard to find. It was like Freak Phil 1309. and no
Mm-hmm.
tags that said witchcraft or anything like that. I was reluctant to teach on the internet in the first place because I'm old and we're not supposed to do that kind of thing. But so yeah, in this one shit, I'm on 60,000 is my fifth account. Um, yeah, and but then as I'm thinking about my logic, I'm undoing my logic at the same time because we have a problem in this country after COVID that so many people learned that they didn't have to put up with their bullshit jobs anymore, that they could survive other ways. And so, as such, we've got a huge hole in the job market out there and jobs we can't fill because people know now that they were not one paycheck away from homelessness like they thought their whole damn lives. That they could do something totally different and not have to deal with a boss. So, I might have shot my own logic in the foot with that one. They might be doing this to get more people into the job force.
Yeah.
But as long as people are paying taxes off the money they make on TikTok, then they're still making money. As long as the American government is making money, I don't really see them doing away with TikTok.
Yeah. Let me tell you how to get 800 people and 7,000 go through your live in the morning. Have police, have
Sister
police at your
Steve.
house. Have police at your house and go
Yeah,
live.
I watched the full video on
Yeah.
YouTube. Yes.
Did you hear at the beginning where he said, I got recordings?
Yeah, I heard that. So, we got all the recordings in the world. What are you talking about?
Sorry about
Everybody's
Right.
got
that.
we got all the recordings, and everybody's got each other's phone numbers now. It seems so. We will have all the
Yeah.
recordings. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Had
just
to go
saying that.
lock the gate so the bear didn't get up.
Yeah, well, I was just saying
There's
when
a
you were
bear in my
away
front yard.
that another uh, devil's advocate to shoot down my own logic. Um, the job market is really open right now because during COVID, a lot of people found out that they were not, in fact, one paycheck away from homelessness like they thought their whole lives, and that they could do
Hmm.
something totally out of the realm of norm and survive. And so, like here in New Orleans, so many restaurants closed down because they can't keep a cook. They can't keep a wait staff. People learned that it was all bullshit. They didn't have to put up with that bullshit anymore and shitty
Right.
ass bosses and bad conditions and all that. So, maybe that might be a reason for them to ban TikTok to
Well,
get people back in the
I just read
workforce.
this. I just read this really cool article. I think it was out of American Psychology magazine. It might have been another one, so don't exactly quote me on where I found it. But anyway, it was a psychological look at the effects of a lot of these kinds of jobs, like service jobs, and what effect lockdown had on them. And one of the things that they really talked about, and I thought was fascinating, was that it gave people time to stop and it gave people time to reflect on how they had been treated, reflect on the behaviors that they saw that they either liked or didn't like, or
Yeah,
goals that they had moving forward. And that kind of like time to relax and have those introspective moments when you had been working, 15-hour shifts on your feet, getting paid minimum fucking wage for some douchebag that can barely remember your name.
yeah,
Nobody wanted to do that anymore,
yeah.
you
Nobody
know?
ever wanted to do it, but you just kind of had to. There
But you
was
just
no
had to,
choice.
like, you grit
Yeah,
your teeth and bear it because
yeah.
nobody was talking about it. And then a platform like TikTok where everyone was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times that I think I have had a unique experience and then I come across somebody on TikTok who is literally like speaking with my voice, I'm like, I am the most unoriginal person that's ever existed.
Well, I
Nah.
remember, even outside of TikTok, um, I'm not monetized on YouTube. Something went wrong, so I never monetized over there. But I remember this kid that my kid was watching. I forget his name, but he was 8 years old. And basically, he
Evan.
Evan Evan opens toys, plays with them in front of you, gives a review on what he thinks of the toys. At the time I last checked in, he was 10. His family quit all of their jobs. His dad, his sister, all work full time on production of his videos. The toy companies send free toys.
And then he gives
Yep.
them away.
And then he donates the leftover toys to charity. So the kids, his whole family's making a living. They're doing charitable work with it, and you know they all quit their day jobs. The internet's a fucking game. And now me, I teach witchcraft for a living. You know how long I taught witchcraft and never made a living
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to start playing with toys.
without the internet, man. I just, you know,
See, that's what I got to do. I just got to start ordering Barbies off the internet and open
Yeah.
them.
yeah. Keep talking
Look,
about Barbies and they'll show up in your feed. Well, not on
Oh
TikTok.
look.
God, yeah.
Papa Bert's gonna have a witch war with the G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
And then all of the countless people that are rich beyond God for playing video games all day.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know, when
God.
I grew up, when we first had video games, we realized, hey, you're wasting your fucking life. But we were going to do it anyways
Wasn't.
because we liked it.
There's
Now,
this
no, you're
girl.
not wasting your life. And there's
There's this
so many of them.
girl.
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Uh-huh.
something. Anyway, something like that. She's one of the top video game streamer girls. She makes over, like, takeaway in her bank account makes over $1 million a year.
Yeah, I got,
Wow.
I forget, Queen Eliminator. She's totally hot. You wouldn't think she was a gaming girl. So the geeks eat that shit. Put hot girl on there, playing video games. I mean, even I think, yeah, that's on YouTube too. For the longest time, hot girls playing guitar riffs was in my feed.
Oh yeah.
Millions of hits, millions of hits. Just like put on a skimpy little outfit and play some fucking guitar, and
Well,
you're
that's what
famous.
these streamer girls do.
Yeah,
One of my friends, somebody that I absolutely adore and respect. So if you guys are not following Rosie Quartz, go follow her. She's glorious. And that's what she does is she gets all of these like dress up e-girl things and plays video games.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she makes money at it. It's wild.
Eating it up.
Yeah.
You know, the geeks are going, oh, wait, there's cute gamer girls? When the hell did that happen?
Yeah, it's the nerds. See, I missed out. I should have played video games. I was stuck in my friend's basement playing D&D.
Well, eventually we got
Although
a video
even
game
that's
for that too.
popular now. Have you seen Critical Role? They
Hmm.
have TV shows, they have merch, they have a YouTube channel where they literally just live stream their D&D campaigns.
I just saw a D&D movie coming out.
And yeah, there's a
Chris
movie with
Pine, I
Chris
think.
Pine that's coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
But like these are the Critical Role guys. They're an independent company that happen to play Critical Role, and it's just this group of friends. But the amount of merch, they have an Amazon show that's based on their game campaign. It's
yeah,
fantastic. Like people are literally making bank. They've all quit their jobs basically because they
yeah,
can just do this full time, play D&D with their friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't seen any gamers on here. I know you can do it. You can do it live. There's a button for that, but it hasn't come across my feed yet.
What's her face? She's an adorable little witch. She wrote one of the Wheel of the Year books as well as your birthday meaning book. Oh, what's her name? And she plays one of those like little kid video games. And when I catch her stream, she'll have like 2,000 people watching her play these video games. And I think
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what her name is.
yeah. I've seen that with my
She's
kid watching
one of the witches that have like almost 1 million followers.
Wow. I haven't seen a witch that has almost 1 million followers.
Well, Frankie does.
I don't know Frankie.
Chaotic witch aunt.
Oh, I think I follow her. She follows me. I don't follow a whole lot of people on this account right now. I unfollowed a lot of people because I have to go private at night a lot of times, and I found a lot of my haters were mutual friends. You know, through this latest dust up when I had that, you know, hire spies and stuff. I found out a lot of people. I have a whole list of, you know,
Yeah.
I said one list of people. I was going through the fucking thing. Yeah, this list has been sitting here forever. But yeah, I just went through and found each one of these people, and like about 15 of them were mutual friends. Like, oh no, you're not. Bye. Okay, and these are all people.
No, I don't even pay attention to the haters. Yeah. I mean, it's none of my business.
Well, each one of these people was on somebody else's thread making threats against me and saying stuff that they were going to do to me. So it's like, okay, those people need to be out of my world. Out of my world. You can't be on
With
my
their
account.
tiny little violins.
Yeah.
So mean. He's the
Right.
worst.
If you're in the chat room, keep liking it. Keep liking it. Keep the haters at bay. Just keep tapping that like button for us.
Yeah.
If anybody else wants to come on screen, hit the button.
Yeah. Because I got confirmation this morning they are recording.
Oh, yeah. Again, the Tree of Clarity. That's me. I am the Tree of Clarity. I am Birch. First tree in the Druidic alphabet. Clarity. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Change your name.
I don't have a fancy title. I want a fancy title. Why don't I have a fancy title?
No.
I
Earn
don't,
one.
well, although my witch fits did call me the Raccoon Queen for a while. So
That's your title.
I guess that is, yeah. Because
They
I
used to
made a joke that I would send the witch fist after them, and they're like a dumpster full of rabid raccoons.
Yeah.
They used to
Mine's
call
gonna-
Lori Cabot that because of her eyeliner.
Yeah.
The raccoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Look,
mean, my eyeliner is always on point.
Yes.
mine's
Always.
gonna be the real Bayou Princess.
The real Bayou Princess.
I find it so funny. Like nowadays, if I go look up from another account, the Bayou Witch or Chaos Witch or
Uh-huh.
Punk Rock Witch or even Bayou Bruja,
Yeah.
whose face you see in the feed.
You.
And she was talking about how much her hashtags were getting hit. And I'm going, yeah, but look at the hits. I stole them.
Yeah, it's all your face.
I use
It's all
those
about
on
you.
every video now. I stole your
Yeah.
damn hashtags. It's me now. Especially because I'm more close to a Creole witch than she is, so I'm going to claim it.
Yeah, she blocked
Right.
me over a year ago, at least over a year ago.
Wow.
I don't even remember what it was specifically. I think she made some claim about like, oh, this is an ancient historical practice. And I went, no, it's not. It actually stems from the 1970s Love and Light movement and the, movement towards new age spirituality. And she was like, no, it's not. It's historical. I'm like, you're arguing with the wrong person.
What's that?
Right. She tries to
No, that's going
claim. I
there.
looked at her hashtags. I see some of my hashtags. It's about the Cajun and Creole. No, boo boo. I'm Cajun. Okay. I know Cajun. She wasn't even born in Louisiana. Probably
No,
never
she's
stepped
from
foot.
Texas. Is
Yeah,
that what it was?
she lives in Texas, but she was born somewhere else.
Oh,
Yeah, but she wasn't born in Louisiana. Probably never stepped foot in Louisiana. Or maybe for a weekend or so.
maybe. I do
Maybe.
find that quite often, and I don't know, maybe I just wasn't clever enough when I first started, but there are so many content creators that just have like created this false narrative for themselves, like this whole backstory, this whole
Yeah.
interconnected history that they don't have. Meanwhile, they started back in 2020 when lockdown was hitting, and I just don't understand what the big deal is about starting 2 years ago. Like,
Right.
is there something wrong with being a practitioner that's only been doing it for 10 years or for 2 years? I don't. 10 years later,
Right.
then you can
No,
say it, but it just
there's
doesn't make
nothing
any
wrong with
sense
it.
because
There's
people
nothing
always find out.
Right. There's nothing wrong with being, just start. Everybody got to start sometime, right? But when
Absolutely.
you wanna sit there and try to make people that think, oh, that I've been doing this all my life, and I'm better than everybody else. That's what she's doing. She's
Well,
trying to
that's
make
kind of
every.
the only thing I can think of. Is it like a status thing? Is it like I'm trying to make myself out to be better than I am? But I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I've known witches who've been doing it for 20 years and they still suck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see the shame in saying, oh, well, I started in 2020 when I had some time during lockdown. Like, awesome. You got to the path, you got here. That's fantastic.
Right. Like I said, everybody got to start somewhere,
Yeah.
But don't act like you're more, experienced than everything else, and you be practicing since
Well,
you were
and then
little.
when you do
and
that,
try to
you're
look
only
for
doing
stuff.
a disservice to yourself and a disservice
Yeah,
to others, because then other people are going to look to you to ask these questions that you just haven't experienced yet. And
right.
there's no shame in that, but that's where the big difference lies. Is, I mean, somebody could ask a practitioner who's been doing it 2 years, and they would have a set amount of information available to them. And
Yeah,
then there would be somebody like me who's been at this quite a bit longer and dedicated a lot of my post-secondary education
right.
to this. And I'm going to
Yeah,
have a different volume of information. That doesn't
yeah,
necessarily mean that I'm any better than anyone else. It just means that
right.
I've had more time to accumulate
Yeah,
information. And
yeah,
so it just goes to the credibility of source, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
She just,
Well, I've
she
gotten in
just
more
has to.
trouble when I like say some really old thing that I remember that nobody remembers anymore. And I see that as my job. I have a very long term memory when it comes to craft and the occult. And I remember shit that's just fucking forgotten. And I'll say it, and somebody is like, well, I've been a high priestess for 5 years, man. I've never heard that. And they get all bent out of shape. It's like, if you just shut the fuck up, I'm about to teach you this thing.
Yeah.
I've never pulled anything out like that and held it over somebody's head. It's like, look how much better of a witch I am. I know something you don't know. No, 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 no. It's like, no, I'm a teacher. Just
Yeah.
just stop. Get out of your feelings for just a minute. And I'll fucking tell you that thing that your teacher didn't teach you, that your
Which is
priesthood never
which
taught
is
you.
the most valuable part of having this kind of social media interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've gleaned into practices from everywhere: Ghana, Australia, parts of the States, parts of England, Ireland, like just all over the globe. And
Yeah.
these are all different kinds of paths that have been affected by their surroundings. So, of course, they're going to look different. And that's a really cool thing.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think the kids are spoiled.
Just
before before there was an internet, pagans seized on this right away. Was the BBS systems. And the BBSs operated like we know the internet today, but basically it was computers in private homes that would run a bulletin board system where you could post, talk about things. There was even email, which moves slower than snail mail because the way the BBS worked is like this machine will call this machine at midnight, exchange the information. Next day, this machine calls this machine at midnight, exchange the information. They didn't have a way for it just to continually go. Maybe this machine calls that machine at 1 a.m., keep the chain going. So it could take forever to get a response on your post or an email, but
Yep.
we were so fucking thrilled to have it. It was all over the United States. There was one server in England and one server in Ireland. And it's the first time in our history that our people had been able to be in that kind of contact with each other
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
exchange information.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, before then, children who are watching, before then, we had to know the specific email address of one person in
Mhm.
order to send a message.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and back in my day, you had to know DOS. We had no
Yeah,
Windows.
Yeah.
Mac wasn't here yet.
that
You
was
were you were a
fun.
part-time computer programmer if you were using the computer at all. You knew
Yep.
you were coding.
I
Really.
remember constructing my very first HTML website.
Oh, God. Me too. Me too. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
I have
it had glitter letters.
to. Well, y'all, I have to go, but I'll probably be back.
All right,
Thank
bye,
y'all for
Thank you.
Christine.
Have a
having
good
me.
afternoon.
You
Good to see you
too.
so
Bye.
much today.
Uh, all
Good to see
right.
you so much today. Bye.
Good. All right. Bye. Yeah.
Okay, I got my reservation.
Yeah. And then the actual PTSD we all have from dial-up sounds.
Yeah, I'll just have, I'll just have the last part. I was doing sign language.
Did I miss?
I don't know.
Oh
They're
yeah,
just
so it's here
yapping
amongst
about
his
random shit.
sisters. Says my Scottish traditional path is 100% evolved differently because of my location and indigenous family. And she's in Australia. So yeah, like things like having a traditional Scottish path while being somewhere outside of Scotland, and how the environment can affect your interpretation of a lot of these concepts is fantastic.
absolutely. Well, then Australia, most people don't remember. Australia was a prison. We sent people there. Well, England sent people there to
England
die.
sent people there. Yeah, England,
People there to
Ireland,
die.
France did as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, and I think the Dutch also
Dutch
used it as a prison
okay.
colony. I think.
Makes sense. Yeah, England was sending the Irish. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, as a prison colony for the
Yeah.
majority of Europe, I would say.
I started on Commodore 64. I remember that.
I had a big
I had a
24.
Commodore 64.
I had a big
I was just the other day. What was it? Big Bang Theory. They were playing Zork. I went, oh my fucking god! Even if I Google it to this day, nobody has an answer. Zork 2. You're standing it, looking through a window of a room. There's a crystal ball and a wand and a cauldron. All this stuff I want to get my hands on, right? You got to answer a riddle. What's tall as a house and round as a cup, but all the king's horses can't bring it up? I tried a hole, a well, cave, and still, if I Google it to this day, every answer that I get was one that I tried. But I never got in that room, and I remember it
A
to
root?
this day. Was it
A root.
a root? Okay, I did not try root. I wonder if I could still get that game.
Maybe.
Then
Well,
I got
I'm
to
just
go
thinking
through all
tall,
that shit.
tall as a house. Roots can be,
Tall as a house and
meters
round as a cup, but all the
and,
king's
and
horses
round as a
can't bring it
cup.
up.
Roots are round. They can be exceedingly long from a tree, and all the king's men can't bring it up because it's too big. A
Too bad you
root.
weren't born yet. God.
See, the kids know everything.
Kids know it. But that was all, it was no graphics. It was just words.
Yep.
It was just a word game. And those were really good. It's like you had to visualize. I think those were healthy for our brains, those kind of games.
I remember the video game that I first played on our we didn't get a computer for a while, and so the first computer that we got was a Windows 95 like monstrosity, and I used to play the Encarta game, and that was my first favorite game. Encarta was that encyclopedic disc that you would have to buy, and it was like having the encyclopedia right there.
Yeah.
And so all of the Encarta things, it was like, yeah, you go from room to room, and then they would give you these puzzles and quizzes that had to do with information from the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, absolutely. Oregon Trail, yeah. That was another one of those word games. I think eventually it
and
had some sort of
Doom.
graphics.
I used to play Doom a lot.
I remember Doom. Doom was kind of a game
Yeah.
changer.
Yeah, that was the first shoot 'em up monster extravaganza.
Age of Empires. Oh man, take me way back. And that game that's supposed to be like Age of Empires, you get in the App Store. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Love Doom. They remade it.
They
Make that
did
into a
remake
movie?
Doom. A few years ago, they made a Doom that we played on PS4, and it was so hard.
Yeah, I don't know if I even saw that one. God,
Didn't they did a
trying to
movie
remember
too,
Doom.
because it had The Rock in it.
I
Or
think
was that
there
a
was a
fever
movie. I think there was a movie.
Okay, it was a movie.
I think there was a Doom movie. I didn't see it, but
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it had The Rock in it.
Google it. Somebody said Google it. How about Windows 2.0? It was available from the Ziploc bag. Yes, on the floppy disk. That was before we had the hard disk, man.
Yeah.
And God, you look back at that. That was 1.4 megabytes worth of data on them disks.
On a floppy disk?
Yeah, we could store so much more now.
And now you can get like 120 on like a itty bitty little thing to slide into your phone.
Yeah. Now we got terabytes
Or
and shit.
predating even the floppy disk, the first modem that you could actually save data on was the size of a room.
Yeah.
It was these big metal columns in a room, and you could save like 15 gigs. And that was massive.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been said a lot. Like, this phone right here is bigger than what all the computers that put a man on the moon.
Yep.
That was a whole room's worth of shit right there.
Yep. That's wild. That gives me existential crisis.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a terabyte yet. I don't think I have a machine that goes that high yet.
My
But
sister has a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it's like this big.
wow,
It's like
wow,
it's a brick, and it has 2 terabytes worth of space on it. Wild.
wow. I can't even imagine how much stuff. Terabyte. I mean, well, we didn't have gigabytes for most of my life either. Now that's gone the way of the dodo bird to terabytes.
Yeah,
So.
now it's terabytes, and I think there's actually another one that's bigger. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, floppy disks broke easily. Yeah, they could bend if you got a crease in them; they're ruined.
Yeah,
CDs were like $1.
or you played with the slider too much. Click, click,
Yeah.
click, click, click.
Mm-hmm.
I wrecked a few of them like that.
They get dirty and not work, all kinds of stuff. My husband is a hoarder of everything and a lover of downloads. So you probably have some of that shit still sitting around your house, basically what you're saying, right? We used them as frisbees. I used to do a cool thing with their discs. You put them in a microwave for a few seconds and you make really cool patterns on them.
We used to with old CDs, we'd take the what did we even put them in? Probably something that could make a small bomb, but we would mix a couple of chemicals from under the sink, and you could actually peel off all of the silver backing on them, and so you just have the plastic discs, and
Mm-hmm.
we'd make like all kinds of stuff out of them.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen all kinds of art. Yes, or poof to the microwave. Which took a couple seconds and it would kind of like
They are
break
using
up the film.
crystal to do computing
Yes, they've been using crystals since the
for
day
a
of
while,
radio.
yeah.
Since radio, at least. Poof to the microwave, yeah.
CDs are covered in aluminum spray. Yeah, and then they had that kind of like coating over them, and I can't remember what concoction, but it was probably dangerous. And we would get all the stuff off of the
most
disc.
people don't seem to understand that not putting metal in a microwave is if two pieces of metal are touching each other.
Yeah.
So the metal in the CD didn't actually ruin the microwave or anything. It broke up in really interesting patterns, made kind of like microwave art.
Microwave art.
They're more in depth there, years ahead and without the knowledge. Yes. Well, soon we'll just have chips in our head, you know.
Well, I mean, there's withholding knowledge, and then there's utilizing the knowledge for their specific purposes before it's mass marketed.
Yeah. So, we started talking about the TikTok ban. I'd like to see what people are thinking here in the chat room here. I watched it all goddamn day. My God. I mean, I was supposed to be watching Trump go to jail all week, you know. What?
Well, before I was on here, it was on recess. Is it still going for the rest of the day?
I don't know if they were done. Yeah, they were at recess last I checked, but God, they can't make that guy sit there any longer than that today. Make him come back tomorrow. My God.
Well, they probably will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would love to see. I would love to see the House spending report for this circus alone.
Yes.
Because what a lot of people don't realize is in order for them to have these kind of like specialized congressional hearings, it costs a lot of money because they pay for all of the flights, they pay for all of the accommodation, the food, everyone's salary is still getting paid while they're there doing it, as well as some members get paid extra to go and do public speaking about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I would love to know what that spending portfolio looks like.
Yeah, because they're all about saving money right now. They don't want to send it to Ukraine. It's funny. I heard a Republican today was saying, you know, this is the first thing that united the parties, with the exception of Vladimir Putin. And I said to myself, I said, what fucking parties are you looking at? Because I'm looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene and shit. Even DeSantis lately has talked about not supporting Ukraine anymore. So I mean, the parties should be united over Putin. The Republicans should be more united over Putin than anybody else based on their history. But Ever since Trump
Well,
swabbed his
you
knob,
know, America first, America the Great, and all of that stuff, you would think that they would take a stronger stand,
yeah,
but that's asking for logic from that Taylor Greene woman. That's too much to ask.
that's true.
He since said that was the media or whatever mischaracterized that quote, and that Russia obviously invaded and it was wrong.
Oh, so you had to. So wait.
He
DeSantis
backpedaled.
backpedaled on something.
Yeah, because he said, remember he said it's just what do you say, like a misunderstanding over territory.
Yeah, misunderstanding over territory.
And he like took it back and clarified.
And Trump would solve it in a day by making Ukraine give away parts of their territory.
Yep.
Or bomb it. He was in fact going to bomb a tornado.
That in 2014, Russia was also wrong when they took the Crimea.
Yes, they were.
Well, I know, but hearing him say
well, of course you think so, you fucking Ukrainian bully.
That's my land.
That's my land. He took my land.
Yeah.
Well, really, they haven't really gotten to her land much. She's from Odessa. A couple missiles here and there, sure. What am I saying? Well, I have a woo. I can't even read that shit.
Amazon decided this would be appropriate to put on my feed.
Cream possum and coon fat gravy.
Yeah. I guess
well, we are. Amazon knows we're in the South, man. Yeah, you're a Southerner now. That showed up in her Amazon feed.
No, my Facebook feed.
Your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
So read it again. Cream coon. Wait, what?
Cream possum.
Cream possum
with sweet potatoes garnished in coon fat gravy.
All in a convenient can.
Yeah.
Well, I know what's for dinner tonight, huh?
That's horrific.
Can we mix that with some hamburger to help her?
We could have some cream possum tacos.
Cream possum tacos. Gotta be good.
Crema.
I'm good. Leave me up here in the Great White North. If that's what y'all are doing down there, just leave me up here.
You ever had gator?
No. I've so also never had catfish, which apparently is criminal.
Catfish is everywhere here. Crawfish, that's another thing. But gator's not what I thought it was. I was expecting it to be tough. It's basically another thing that tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
But prepared right, it's fucking tasty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gator. Yep, it is crawdad season.
I'm trying to think if there's anything up here that's particularly. I mean, if you've ever actually seen a halibut, they're terrifying looking. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in particular here that's like very regional.
Where in Canada?
I'm in BC, so I'm on the West Coast.
Okay. We got quite a few friends on the East Coast.
Yep. Near Toronto.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean, up here you get people who eat moose, but people eat moose wherever our moose is.
Yeah.
Moose.
Is your delivery coming? Dogs are barking.
Oh, yeah. Let me check and see if it's here yet.
Raccoon stew and turtle. I've never eaten turtle either. Or a raccoon.
Stew and turtle.
I have eaten a squirrel.
Wow. I haven't eaten either of those. Raccoon's pretty chunky. It's probably a lot of meat on them.
Probably.
Gotta get the fat ones.
Gotta get the fat ones.
Yeah. My adventure into eating squirrel was a personal vendetta. So it was worth it.
So basically the squirrel had it coming.
The squirrel had it coming, and I said that I was going to eat that fucker off of a fire pit. And I did.
I have two dogs that have caught squirrels. I've never had a dog that ever caught a squirrel, ever. Azzy's caught two, Mojo's caught one. I was able to save the ones from Azzy because he's more gentle, but Mojo, I wasn't able to save that one. And then probably about 4 possums each. But each one of those I was nearby and was able to wrestle it out of the jaws and one of them they were having a tug of war game with, and all but one of those survived. We just, take the dogs in the house, go in the house, come back out 20 minutes later. They're done
I think
playing.
possums are ridiculous. I wish we had possums up here. I think they're absolutely ridiculous. Like just
Yeah,
evolutionarily, they're
they're like giant
ridiculous.
rats. I mean, but we've
I
got other
know,
giant rats.
giant rats, but they have big smiley faces on them.
Yes, yes. But actually, we do have giant rats. We got those nutria.
Yeah.
I think some people are eating those now too. But
Yeah,
they're like,
I'm in a coastal region, so we
yeah.
have a lot of rats around here.
So you're on the West Coast. You getting any of those crazy storms all the way that north that California is getting nailed with constantly?
We don't have them as bad. I'm on an island off of the West Coast, so I usually get storms anyway because island life. But
Okay, so if
most,
Russia invades, you go first, basically. Okay.
yeah, no, we're done. We're done for first. Yeah, our entire navy for the entire country is here. They'll
Wow.
just take it and we'll be done. So I'm brushing up on my Russian, making sure that I can cook really good borscht. That's my game plan.
How do you say really good borscht?
Очень вкусный борщ.
Kushnet borscht.
Close.
Close.
Pretty close.
Is it kushnen?
Вкусный.
Kusne?
Вкусный.
Vkusne.
Kusne.
I suck at Russian.
Yeah.
I know a few words. Suka.
Yeah. And
I'm going to assume that's a rude word, and I don't even have to ask.
It's a female dog.
Well, I
She
don't
taught it
suggest
to me.
you using that word first upon
taught it to me.
introduction to our new overlords.
She taught it to me. So kind of like, the steak and BJ day. A lot of people got mad. It's like, Marta told me. I didn't even know it was steak and BJ day. But it was, a great thing to hear first thing in the morning. Hey, it's steak and BJ day. Woo.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no. I learned something new every day. Yes. You got to keep doing that or you're going to die of old age.
Yeah,
Right?
see, you just need a few keywords and then just learn how to cook a few Russian dishes and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're good.
Baklava, people are saying over here.
Isn't baklava Greek though?
Yeah. It's not Russian.
Yeah.
But I think they do tend to have it a lot.
Yeah, we have it, but we didn't invent it.
I went and got steaks and all. Well, the funniest one was the person on my post that apparently didn't know what a BJ was. He said,
Oh no.
Says, I'm going to go ask my dad if he knows about that.
Oh no.
Well, that's awkward. And he says, wait a minute. What are we talking about?
You never want to ask your dad about.
And then she go, what are we talking about? So I had to spell it out, one line and then the next line.
Yeah.
St. Petersburg and the architecture, my gods, I melt. St. Petersburg.
Yep.
Somebody's coming in. Sebastian, where the hell you been? What is going on?
Awesome.
I have had a rough 2 days. Been attacked by, well, I'm not gonna go into that. It's just been labeled anti-Semitic for again. Do you know about the? I don't feel comfortable even saying the term now because again, I've been labeled a Nazi or anti-Semitic for using the term. But you know about what genre the Pleiadians come from, right?
I know of the Palladians. I can't specify
Area?
a genre.
So but you know what subsection that comes from, right? That word, the S word. I've been blasted for using that term.
S word.
That.
Oh, StarSeeds?
Really?
That's a dumb word. That's a dumb word used in Bennett.
I have hate on me for calling myself that from the church.
Oh yeah, don't call yourself that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
don't
how
do
does
that.
that make you anti-Semitic?
They've called me anti-Semitic and a Nazi for it.
Well, that's dumb, first of all. But StarSeed, the inception of it is based heavily in fascist eugenics. It is. It's a huge problem. It's a huge kind of like catchword that's used within New Age spirituality that directly relates into the right wing pipeline of that kind of New Age spirituality. So
I
yeah,
just wish we
don't
could
call
coin a
yourself that.
different. I just wish we could coin a different term that wouldn't be hateful to a different group, because
Well-
that's not fair to them. But again, I do have the Pleiadian in me, so I mean, I don't know what else to call myself.
So Sebastian, do you know? Hopefully you study your history. Do you know who the Nazis put away before the Jews?
Yes,
Who?
wasn't it?
You.
Yes, it was. It was. They came after us gays before they did the.
Yeah.
I do. I'm
Yeah,
unfortunately aware of
gays,
I-
Romanis,
Mhm.
anybody who was born deformities were a big one, as well
Yeah.
as any kind of intellectual deficit. So things like Down syndrome, nonverbal autism,
Yeah.
all of those things.
Yeah.
that what they slammed me with, both being anti-Semitic and being hateful towards autism. I'm like, it's not what I'm trying to do. The description of Pleiadian I deeply resonate with, and like my facial structure, you already see the height defining cheekbones and everything again, and the traits of the childhood upbringing of a Pleiadian is exactly what I went through. So it's difficult, the situation I'm in. I have a target on my back for it.
Well,
I was
I
forced
don't
to.
think that everyone who uses the term starseed is inherently anti-Semitic,
I know, and the fact
but
that
it
I used it, that they said, "If do you still consider yourself that?" I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say, because then it just says that I'm going. Then they say I'm racist and a Nazi. I'm like, no, I'm not.
well, that notwithstanding,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like putting the swastika on your binder and
I know,
saying I'm not
and
Nazi.
exactly, but you are aware that the swastika was even not originally that. It wasn't used
No,
to. So again,
Hitler's
I feel
swastika is
stuck.
not the original swastika. Hitler's swastika looks different.
It does.
I'm talking about like actual fascist propaganda images. It's like putting one of those on your car and then saying, well, I'm not a fascist. So you
So
can't
what can
use
I
their
call myself
terms, you
instead of
can't
that?
use their icons without it being an associated thing.
What could I use instead of that?
Um,
Because I don't want to hurt them.
yeah, don't I would stop using Starseed altogether. I've had a great many of conversations and I've done a great amount of research into the topic, as well as like the origins of the term, how it's been utilized within spirituality, but also how it's been utilized within the medical field. It's seriously problematic. It's one thing that I wish we could absolutely eradicate from our vocabulary within occult spaces. I saw somebody else had put it on here. The other one is indigo. Indigo is another thing that falls under the same category because it's all heavily based in eugenics, in your blood quantum and association with a higher race. It's fascism in a nutshell. So instead of utilizing, what is it that you're trying to get across when calling yourself Starseed? What is it that, what
When I'm calling
information are you
myself
trying to impart?
Pleiadian, it's just the imagery. I'm like, this is a dear friend of mine. She's able to help me explain this.
Hi.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hello. So I have been apprised of this whole situation. Please don't feel the need. I am just here to clarify a few things. I think that saying just because Hitler and all of those other Nazis took interest in these things, which were originally indigenous and were stolen by them, is wrong. Because I think that's invalidates throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You can easily see the white supremacist jargon. You can easily see where it has stuck out. It's the same way you can see it in Norse paganism and Greek paganism and literally every other type of any group that exists, because those types of supremacists are everywhere and they're dog shit and it's bullshit, and I'm sorry that it exists, but I don't think it's fair to completely erase someone's understanding of the universe and the story that they are telling from their perspective of it, simply because some people who have talked about it are bad. And I think if we set that precedent, that's not a good idea. I also believe, as an autistic person, I was diagnosed with the Nazi version of autism when I was 7 years old. And yeah, it was bullshit, but it still led to understanding the autistic spectrum and gave language where it was. And so we're making meaning out of tragedy because we're sentient human beings, and that's the best that we can do in this case. I don't want to give Nazis the final word. I don't. And I don't want to say that everything the Starseed movements are saying is true, because I know that a lot of it is problematic. The love and light forever and always gaslighting is wrong, but I would just like to point out that giving them the, oh, this is yours now and nobody else will ever touch it, is a sacrificial lamb that won't work.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry. I kind of like raised my hand awkwardly because I didn't want to interrupt you.
Sorry, I just got, I apologize if I ramble. It is partly the autism and partly that I just got medicine for the first time in a few days and I'm actually out of pain. I'm not angry if anyone is thinking that. I'm just not masking, and so my face is kind of blank and I have a resting bitch face. Okay, so
fully neurodivergent. Your non-masking doesn't bother me. I don't register it as aggression at all.
Yeah, a lot of people do, so I just want to clarify.
So you had said that you were medically diagnosed with the Nazi form of autism, but I don't know what the Nazi form
Asperger's
of autism.
syndrome. Asperger's syndrome.
I was labeled with that as well.
Yeah, and so that's what I meant. That's the only diagnosis that was existent for my kind of hyperverbal autism when I was a child, and so I just want to say that the indigo and the medical gaslighting of the toxic, narcissistic autism mothers that don't want to admit that their child is just different and trying to say, oh no, you're a creature from a different planet, that we already disagree with. But it is just a fact that being autistic means that you are extra hypersensitive to everything. And I personally believe that psychic senses are just human senses. They're built into the physical form and accessible by anyone who wants to use them. And that's the only real thing that we're saying is that if you are autistic, then you're already hypersensitive to those things in the same way you're hypersensitive to, like I am, noise, light, heat, excessive cold, any real change in my environment. It's just a human sense.
We are all literally from another planet, though.
Yeah.
It's like, how is
in
this
my
a problem?
opinion, I think that we most definitely evolved in a different way. But here's what I think. If you look at, because we're going into astrophysics, the physics thing, that's what's the word, with the telescopes. All right, so they took a picture and they mapped out the Milky Way, and they did a equation with it. The mathematicians did an equation with it, and they showed that our galaxy is actually eating another galaxy that was in a T shape with our galaxy, and like right here, Earth is where that galaxy is. So who's to say that our star and all of our other stuff isn't just hurtling through the universe and getting caught up in the Milky Way galaxy from that other galaxy, and that these changes and shifts and everything we've been through in the last several million years, we lost ourselves somewhere along the way.
No, and I can't disagree with anything that you've said.
As a theory.
My issue, in essence, is simply all of that stuff can be true, and still using the label that was coined in the early 1970s.
It is problematic, but do you have a suggestion for a different label then?
What was
is the question?
I mean, I don't know that I'm in a position to label an entire community of
Well, I mean, I don't exactly engage with my Syrian side of the universe here on Earth because it's fucking irrelevant to me, so I'm not really in a place to relabel it either. And these are the only words we have for the definitions of these experiences and past life regressions we have gone to. So until we can find a different label.
I can't pull up the term, but before StarSeeds, there was another name
There
for
was something else before
for kids that
StarSeeds.
develop, because I was
Indigo.
they, what?
Indigo Child, yes, there's the
Indigo
Indigo and
Child.
Crystal Children, for example.
Yes.
But that was just reading how that person read those people's aura. That was the personal perception that these people born in this area had this sort of an energy about them, and this seemed to be what their life purpose was when we went through the regressions. And it's just an indication of things, whether it's bad or good or better than human or blah 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 blah. That's all the human junk that the supremacists tried to put onto it. That's the bullshit. It's not better or worse, it's just different. And that's what any actual person who knows anything about it would tell you, because we're not here to be better than humans. We're here to just have a vibration that if you want to, you can copy. But as beings that were not originated from this planet and only are copying it to be here for the experience, it's up to those who developed on this planet to do the actual raising of the vibrations. It's the humans' jobs. And we're not supposed to be anything but just something to be here.
Pagan poetry, I think, hit the mark. Blavatsky. All gets blamed on Blavatsky. And it wasn't even something that she was trying to really
It wasn't Blavatsky. Blavatsky had the whole Nephilim thing.
Yeah,
Ugh.
she did. But there's
why I
one
sounded familiar. Never
particular
mind.
line that she wrote about the blonde-haired Celts riding down out of the steep and affecting all of the civilizations they came
The
into contact with.
Pleiadians and stuff.
That one line out of one of her texts was
It was
the
so
entire,
taken out of context.
But it was the entire. It was taken out of context. But it's where the Nazis got the idea of the master race.
And
That
getting
one,
and
it was kind of
and
just a
fleshing that
poetical
out
little
is
line.
important. And fleshing that out is incredibly important. We need to flesh that out, and we need to acknowledge that. But we also can't invalidate the sincerely held belief and experiences of millions of people. What we need to do is do the work to purify what we can see as an obvious infection.
Sarah's got the book already. She's going to go right to it.
That's good. Reference material is important.
Going back to the initial question, though, in regards to utilizing language to be descriptive, what is it that the use of the word starseed, what are you trying to convey to others? What is it that you want
to convey? Okay, so as a Syrian, what I'm trying to convey is that humanity is capable of any and everything that can be imagined. When you say, like when I am saying that my soul initially evolved on a different planet with a different species doing different things, and I came here, it's fucking worth it. Here's ballin' if you look at it from the right perspective. I want humans to realize how great they are. I want them to realize their power. I want them to realize that the ability they have to make a choice to be better is what they can concentrate on instead of their pain. I want to inspire them to be the best that they can be. I don't want to be seen as better than them. I want them to see the options they have available and decide for themselves what is better than they were. That's all I want. And so I don't engage with it because it's so sketchy. I don't even talk about this most of the time because it is so problematic. But ultimately, all we're saying is this is another way of being. Look at all of these options. You're not actually alone.
So then how does Starseed convey all of that information to somebody?
It shows,
somebody who sees it as a supremacy word.
Okay.
So as somebody who recognizes that it is a term used in eugenics.
Okay, so why would a species that someone would theoretically describe as superior, using the terms of the fucking monsters, okay, why would we lower ourselves to be here if we didn't see something here that we considered to be beyond worthy? It's not a supremacy thing. It's a, hey, you're cool. Let's hang out. Let's be better and I want to learn this way of existence, and I want to learn how to be better by experiencing this way of existence, and I want to learn what I don't know, because you don't know what you don't know until you've
So
lived
you
it.
see it utilizing it as a social term, as a like finding like social term.
Yes, it's a way of expanding
Okay.
your full understanding of who I am, to understand that I consider this planet to be worthy. I consider humanity to be capable of the best, or I wouldn't be here. I don't consider myself the best of the best. I'm waiting to see what the fuck happens is all. It's interesting. You know, there's a lot of empty space out there. If y'all weren't worth it, we wouldn't have come.
But do you also understand where somebody would be coming from in saying that
Absolutely.
the use of that word can be harmful to a lot of people, and has?
Oh,
Indigo Child,
absolutely.
there's entire
Again, that's why
documentaries
I
about
don't
kids.
talk about it usually. I'm in here because Sebastian is a soft-hearted individual who has a difficulty when they feel like they are being pushed in an aggressive fashion. You and I we communicate in a similar way, and it ends up
Oh
being a
yeah,
little
no,
bit more smooth. I think
nothing
you
I said
recognize
was
that.
against.
No,
Nothing I said
I
was in
didn't
against
witness that.
Sebastian. Just explaining
Yeah,
the
but
history.
absolutely. And I appreciate being given the opportunity to clarify, because, again, if we don't ever talk about it, then the Nazis win, and that's not acceptable.
But I
They
have a
don't get to
question.
win anything.
I have a question. Since it's an accepted fact in science at this time that we are all made of stardust, how is a person being a star seed separate them from the rest of us? We all
That the
evolved from the
only I
same
love
stuff.
that question. Thank you. I love that question. Thank you. Okay, so all of our stardusts, right?
Yeah.
All of that is, it's the way that the life force energy is a conduit through, one of the ways, many different ways, but like it's the stardust, the hard to make particles are what our life force energy channels through into the physical world. It's the way that space-time folds up onto itself to allow the energy in the fabric, like a radio signal, to play through us like a needle and then resonate out into the rest and have an effect. That's just how our energy works. Where that energy first started to resonate, where it first landed and resonated in a form of life, that is where your soul is considered your soul's origin, and you will tend to take on properties of these different memories and energies, that the information that flows through and is channeled through the form. And so the difference between a starseed and a Terran is that when your energy hit here, that is when it first resonated as life. Whereas when my energy first hit, it hit somewhere very far away, and that was when the energy first took on the information that could be considered life and then sentience. That's where I evolved, and then I chose, after reaching a certain point in evolution, to go outside the fourth dimension and reincarnate in a different place as a different species in a different time, so that I would have a hope of not being alone with only my species and the few others that currently inhabit the timeline I came from. So it's not like, it's a matter of, once you're not in the physical form, but you maintain your sentience in your energy sphere, you then have the conscious ability to look at the time stream from a third person point of view and be like, I want to go there. Whereas otherwise, not being conscious, your energy just flows with the path of least resistance and ends up staying on your home planet.
Okay,
So I hope that clarified.
I do have, this is The Secret Doctrine, Blavatsky,
Mm-hmm.
and
I've
her
never read that stuff.
interpretation of Aryan, because there had been, that it originated in Blavatsky.
I do hate that
It
word.
actually doesn't. Her interpretation of this was the chosen people or virtuous sons of Jacob being of the original dynasty, i.e., the root race from the beginning of time, based highly in the civilization of Atlanteans, which was greater even than the Egyptians. So it wasn't aliens; it was a root race. So always humans, always on this planet, but that there was an origin race that had been nearly wiped out, i.e. the Atlanteans and all of their advanced technology,
Yes,
etc.
and we heard their signal. They cried out for help and we answered. That's what the whole point is. We wouldn't be able to be here if we hadn't been invited.
Oh my god, I cannot interpret what you're wanting, buddy.
Like, if you call out for help, we want to answer. That's the point. Like, it was worthy of our time because they got the message through in the first fucking place. Like, yes, we want to talk to you. We want you to continue being here. We want you to thrive. That's all we ever wanted. Whatever that means, you know?
911.
Yes, you do, and that's very smart of you. Mommy's having a conversation, though.
I think based on the ancient religions of the world, the depiction of the pyramids, all the way to the rituals of the Dogon tribe in Africa, that a vast majority of the ancient world believes that we came from one specific place. It was the
Cradle of life.
it was Orion's belt, middle star Orion's belt. In several old, matter of fact, in my craft tradition, the place where we came from, the star that gave us birth eventually vibrated with such a magnitude of light that it could not be seen by the human eye. Well, now, I always thought that was a ridiculous fucking story when they were teaching me that when I was a kid. Now we know absolutely. There's a Sirius B is a star that vibrates with a frequency of light that cannot be seen by the human eye. But modern science has been able to track its movements, and then find out that the Dogon tribe has an entire religion based on dance movements that are mimicking the movements of a star that still to this day can't be seen by the human eye. I think many ancient civilizations are pointing for that's
physics.
The star we came.
By the way, the humans that are doing the whole science thing with the quantum physics, can I just say it's fantastic? They did just prove that information travels faster than the speed of light. And again, life is just information playing through this form that can be programmed and reprogrammed by the experiences we encounter. So, like, again, and it's not a superiority thing. That is only egotistical, lower life form thinking. I know it's contradictory for me to say that. I know that that's incredibly hypocritical and like it's like a paradox. It's paradoxical for me to be saying that, but it really is. Better or worse is irrelevant. Here is what matters.
Unfortunately, the alien or the ancient alien people are probably going to end up being right about a lot of this shit.
I just wanted to be that guy with the crazy hair.
Yeah,
the guy
again, as energy.
I do want to meet the guy with the crazy hair. That is true.
Yeah, he needs a win.
But as energy is my first language, I didn't pick any malicious intent from you. It's okay.
Yes, Crystal Lux Lady, Sirius and Orion, the star I'm talking about.
But yes, this has been a conversation
Sirius B is a star that vibrates
has been going on. I just recently
cannot be seen by the human eye. But
I just recently had a poem that's starting to go viral, so I was busy with that, and I was distracted. Sebastian asked me to join a similar conversation several times, because again, I will always maintain: don't let the Nazis win. Pick out their stupid bullshit white supremacists.
Well, yeah, I don't think we want
and just
anybody
keep moving forward without even a nod to it at this point. Just be like, yep, that's Nazi shit. Moving on.
I'm a long time.
That's my method of doing things.
Nobody has fought the Nazis more than anarchists, and it's late in the broadcast, so I'll say what I always say. There's only one way to deal with the Nazi, and that's a boot to the head,
the face,
and then repeat, and repeat until they stop moving, then repeat one more time. You cannot reason with a fucking Nazi. You cannot have a debate. Hey, Bree, how you doing? You gonna come on before I go off?
Yeah, I gotta head out now. I've got 5 minutes before I gotta get my shoes on, and I need to find my other shoe.
Too bad, because Seraphima over here, she's still dragging her heels with Witchcon, man. And, you know, you could maybe talk her into it, I think.
I'm
Bree Witch is
doing
going to be there.
things.
Don't you want to be there with Bree Witch and Uncle Birch and Witchfoot and then all those other fucking famous pagan people?
No, those other fucking famous
Yeah,
people.
all those fucking, yeah. I don't even know
Well,
who's going to be there this year, but yeah.
I will keep you posted on it. I'll send you a message a little later. But anyway, I gotta go. It was great talking with you guys. Take care.
Bye.
There's the Cardinal, late in the day.
You see him? Oh, you
Now I
just
hear
hear
him. All right, I'm probably going to have me one more smoke and get out of here and do dad stuff.
All right, well, I gotta go because I've got to go and check my comments and maybe get on my own live stream to go and push my poetry, because I really do think that that's going to make a difference here in this world, bringing everything back down into the here and now where we're at this moment in my life. I am just attempting to get people to see some reason and realize that America can most definitely be better than it is acting like it can be right now.
Absolutely.
When I asked you to go inside, pretty please, thank you. Okay, but you're taking forever and you're letting mosquitoes in, honey. All right. But it was nice talking to you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for coming in.
It. Bye.
Good to meet you.
Bye.
Oh, they all went. All right.
gotta order food.
Yeah, time to order food. Yeah, not sure what to say about
What?
those guests. The StarSeed thing. I listened for a long time, but I don't really know if I grasp it more than I did before. But BRB. Well, maybe we'll still be here. I have a freaking headache. Well, at any rate, I imagine the TikTok hearing's over by now. Maybe they'll have another one tomorrow. It was absolute bullshit, and I watched the entire damn fucking thing. They badgered and badgered and badgered the guy, wouldn't let him answer any questions, and then called him evasive and non-transparent.
And then the main thing was, he was like, how many children have died? You know, wanting him to give a number. I'm like,
yeah.
Can we talk about the obvious problem with children dying? No.
Yeah.
We're not going to do anything about that.
Marta was shouting at the TV the whole time, man. What are you going to do about school shootings? Number one cause of death in children. Did you see the pic of somebody getting their shit with the popo? Yeah, I did. There was actually a full video on YouTube. It's not very entertaining, but it's 27 minutes where you can see picking up his shit and going. I like how the picture, though. I didn't know there was a By Felicia song that she used on her. I'm going to have to find that song and put it in my favorites, because By Felicia, that's a useful fucking song, I gotta say. I didn't think its intentions are evil. Who are you talking about? Whose intentions? Who's YouTube? Christine Bergeron, I think it was. Well, unfortunately, there's several people with that name, so you got to scroll for a while. She has one. Well, no. Now she has 2 followers. So you got to scroll a bit to actually find her page, because apparently there's somebody somewhat famous with that same name. So it took some searching, but I did find it. I don't know if you can see who's following them, and see if Uncle Birch is following them, then you'll know it's the right one, I guess. 10-4. Roger that. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. But yeah, I'm not convinced TikTok's going to go anywhere, because all America cares about is money. There's too much money on the line. There's too many people making their living off of TikTok. If they banned TikTok, the unemployment rate would surge beyond recognizable levels in this country. So I don't see that happening. I think that they're trying to figure out a way that they can make money off of it, which the Texas project run by Oracle, that's going to be a job producer for fucking Texas. They're not going to turn that down. They said a lot of things in the hearing. They're not going to turn down money and jobs. I don't think so. However, I got a VPN. I got my Atlas VPN. They had a special of $1 a month for a certain amount of months. Got it on my phone. I can say I'm in some other country that TikTok's not banned in. I don't know how many people will be there, but I'll still be poking around TikTok even if it happens. Yeah, we do need a Viva the Revolution. At this point, the reason why they're coming after TikTok is because the kids have figured out how to organize and get information, political information, to each other through this app in a way that no other social media has pulled off. So that's the real problem. The real problem stems from when the K-pop kids canceled Trump's rally in Alabama, Oklahoma. I don't even remember where that was. But they were able to reserve seats online, and they organized. I still can't believe the K-pop kids did this. I mean, they don't seem to have a political bone in their body, but they apparently don't like Trump, and Trump only cares about crowd size. So they reserved thousands of seats for Trump's rally. As such, the rally was almost empty.
So you just get cilantro, onion, and sweet corn?
Yeah, and the crema.
I got that.
Okay. Thank you, baby. I'm going to finish this smoke and get out of here. We're going to go figure out dinner and stuff. What is today? Thursday. What do we got? Nothing to watch?
No. We always have something to watch on Thursday.
What's on Thursday?
Next Level Kitchen.
Next Level Kitchen.
And I forgot what's after that, but there's another thing after that.
And another thing. Oh, and then all the witchy stuff, too.
What witchy stuff?
All the witchy stuff. Yeah. I feel like that was entirely a fever dream. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying not to roll my eyes. Trying to keep a poker face. But yeah, that was some New Age level shit. Matter of fact, I followed the person and then mid-conversation unfollowed them. I get it. I mean, I understand Sebastian, but yeah. What Seraphima said. At least 4 people clocked my side up. Yes, absolutely. I did good though. I'm sure you're all looking at my face. I was keeping a good poker face that whole time, man. I was kind of thinking for a minute, I almost wanted to ask, I said, wait a minute. You're not the one that said we should swish urine around in our mouths several times a day, are you? Or that the moon doesn't exist? Because I was getting that kind of vibe. I'm just saying. I don't have a poker face. Yeah, you just bury your nose in the books. That's your poker face. I saw that. That's classic, though. I mentioned Blavatsky. She runs the bookshelf, has it immediately. I've lost so many books over the years. I've lost an entire occult store worth of books. So I'm not even sure what's on my shelf these days. That's exactly what I know. I was watching you. You were the only person on screen I was waiting to see a face from. So, all right, y'all. We get out of here. It's been another fun-filled day of banter and random stuff about witchcraft and now StarSeeds even. Never thought we'd go there on my page, but we did, and you were here to see it. If I think, the video is worthy of posting to YouTube. Maybe I'll post that later. But no tea today, I guess. People love the tea on YouTube and everywhere else. So. All right, y'all. Uncle Birch is out.